All right. Hi, guys.
Hi.
So,
Hola.
I have a question for you. Why do people write? So I want you to think about it and then turn to your partner and talk about it.
To pass down knowledge to the generation that is also one part of the human being's way of life.
Who has something that they want to share with me? Allison, what was
Communication.
Communication? That's a good one. So people write to communicate. Right.
To express themselves.
To express themselves. Ronnie?
To pass down knowledge for generations.
Okay, so pass on knowledge. Does anyone else have anything else? Why people write? What are you trying to do when they write? Heather hasn't talked yet.
Tell what happened.
To tell what happened. So kind of like to tell a story.
Yeah.
Allison, you have another one?
Was about how if something happened, you could always remember it by if you write it down.
Okay, so to remember. So we have some good ones here. We have to communicate, and then passing down knowledge. So that could be knowledge. What kind of knowledge are people passing down? What kind of knowledge can you gain from reading? Ronnie has hand first.
Science, social studies, math.
Good. So it's not just it's not just stories that they're passing down. It's information, right? What did you have, Allison?
I was going to say how you could pass down knowledge, like life lessons.
Life lessons, and those kind of go to a story, right?
Yeah. Or
so, go ahead.
Or I was going to say if you wanted to be something when you grow up, like a fireman, veterinarian, doctor, you had to learn how to do that, and by learning how to do that, you have to read books.
Yes, that is so key. Because to study, I read books every day to study, and I read long textbooks. But that's the reason that I read. If an author's purpose is to explain or inform, the type of writing is called expository writing. And that expository means intended to explain or describe something. Okay, so I'm going to read this out loud, and if you guys, can you read with me? So we're all going to read together? 1, 2, 3. Spain is a country in the continent of Europe. Someone show me a fact in this. Heather, how about you come up and underline a fact for me? Cool, awesome. And what makes that a fact? Allison?
It tells you about it. It tells you about it,
and it's real information. It's not lying to you. It's not. Spain is the 51st largest country in the world. Yes. So that is a fact. Spain is a country in the continent of Europe. So it's not an opinion. It's not false. So yeah, that's a fact.
See, the whole thing is a fact.
The whole thing. But I wanted you to see that if the author's purpose, and this won't be in every single one when the author's purpose is to explain or inform, every single sentence might not be a fact. But it's definitely going to be a big factor, a big part of the passage is going to be facts if they're trying to explain or inform something. So those are our science, our social studies, our math. Those are all information. So another purpose for an author would be to persuade them to do something. Have you ever been persuaded to do something?
Yes.
Yeah, you have? How so?
My mom always persuaded me with
Your
money.
mom?
She'll be cents.
Oh, so she's giving you, there's a reason behind it, something that's going to be good for you. That's how she's persuading you. If you do this, good things will happen. This is going to be a persuasive passage. And persuasive is you're going to cause someone to do something through reasoning or argument. So you're going to reason with them. There are going to be a lot of opinions. What's the difference between a fact and an opinion?
An opinion is something that you think is better or you like it more.
So it's the person's
Your opinion.
thoughts, the person's opinions. Yeah, their thoughts, how they feel about something. Heather.
A fact is true, an opinion is just someone guessing.
Someone guessing, yeah, and it may be true for them. Does that make sense? I could have an opinion about something.
Like,
that's how it's true. I feel that way. I'm going to read a passage, and this one's going to be trying to persuade you to do something. Everyone read it with me. Everyone should visit Spain at least once in their life because it is an incredibly beautiful place. So do you guys want to visit Spain after reading that?
Yeah.
It sounds like a pretty cool place. So if you have a fact or an opinion, you can come up and write. So let's do Allison first. Do you have a fact or an opinion?
Anyone who enjoys dancing will have a good time in Spain. That's a fact.
That's a fact? Really? What if I don't like the kind of dancing that they're doing?
And you dance a different way.
But so then is it a fact that anyone who comes to Spain, who enjoys dancing, will have a good time in Spain? So is it a fact or an opinion? Opinion. Can you underline it in green? Let's see. Kamaya, what do you have? A fact or an opinion? It's okay. We can work it out. Let's work it out together. I'm going to tell you something. There's both a fact and an opinion in that sentence. Tell me which part you think is which. Spain also has some of the most delicious food, which includes a variety of seafood, soup, and rice dishes.
Okay, so cheese is a fact.
Yeah, because that's true, right? That's a thing. That's what they eat in Spain. Good job. Heather has one, so she can come on up.
I got fact.
A fact. All right. So, is that whole sentence a fact? Some is. What part? So go ahead and underline the fact. Oh wait, but let's think about it. Okay. So what part of that could be an opinion? Spain is a country that is full of beautiful architecture that ranges back to both the caliphates and to the Christian kingdom. What part of that could be an opinion? Beautiful architecture, because maybe I don't think it's beautiful. So let's underline full of beautiful architecture as an opinion, right? This really made you want to go visit Spain, right? Because they were able to tell you things, and then they'll tell you real facts, but they also put their opinions in there, which made you want to go. Incredibly beautiful, that's an opinion. Their beautiful architecture and the delicious food. Those are the opinions that they made you really want to go visit Spain. That's when you're trying to persuade someone to do something. But our last one that we're going to talk about is the author's purpose to entertain. And this is going to be a narrative story. So that you're going to entertain someone. You want to tell them a story. You want to get the person reading it involved. You want to tell them the emotions in the story, the characters, what's happening. Okay, so we're going to read a narrative. This is short. Alright, everyone read with me? Katrina and her brother, Jess, were playing with the water hose outside. Let's find the characters in this story. Can somebody come up and underline one of the characters in blue? Jess is a character. Come on. In blue, okay? Is there another character? Mom is a character. Good job. So there's some emotions in here. What kind of emotion did you get from the story? Where it's not something we have to underline, but what kind of emotions did you get, Heather?
She was soaking wet.
She was soaking wet, and so she was the mom. When the mom got dripping wet, how would she feel?
Mad.
She might have been mad. Anything, other emotions? You know, and like I said, it might not say it specifically, but they could be feeling some stuff. What's up?
Jess was hiding from Katrina so she wouldn't squirt him with water. He was kind of scared that he would get squirted with water, and
That's
he
all right.
didn't want to get squirted with water. So I'm guessing he was either scared.
Scared is a good one for that because they're hiding, but they're also they're not really serious
Having
about.
fun.
They're having fun, so he's hiding and he might be scared that he's getting, but it's kind of just like this nervous anticipation, like oh my god, somebody's gonna spray me with water. But they're also playing, so they're having fun. So do you see how there's emotions and characters, and this is just a story?
Yeah.
So an author's purpose can be to entertain you. This was funny. We laughed after this. I thought it was funny, right? So it was an entertaining story. So when we're reading, we're going to do an exercise. We're going to get into groups and read some passages. And when you're reading, I want you to ask these kind of questions in your mind. Was the author trying to inform me of something? Were they trying to tell me something? Was the author trying to persuade me to believe something? Was the author telling me a story? Are there facts in this story? Are there opinions in this story? And are there characters in the story? Those are all things that we need to focus on when we're
Okay.
reading. Okay, everyone ready? Start from the top. Tyler ran into the kitchen. "Mom, I'm going to the park," he said. "Wear your helmet," his mom called back. All right, so let's look at our questions that we have to ask. Was the author trying to inform me of something?
Yes.
Yeah? What were they trying to inform you of? Go ahead.
To not litter.
To not litter. Let's go to our next question. Was the author trying to persuade me to believe something?
To start picking up the trash that's around us.
Okay, yeah, it's an underlying purpose, right? Was the author telling me a story?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a beginning, a middle, and an end, and there were characters, right? Well, are there opinions in the story?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are they? Allison?
Tyler said that today was a Saturday, a day off. He came to the park to have fun, not to do work. That's his opinion, not to do work. You should play on Saturday instead of doing work.
All right, and are there characters in this story?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so go ahead and underline the characters. Mason, do you know who the characters are? I see underline there. Who are the three characters? Tyler,
Mom,
and Lauren. So those are our characters. All right. Let me go to the next slide. So can anyone tell me what the purpose of the writing, or the author's purpose for writing these passages? Is it a story?
Yes.
So it's a story, but it's also doing what?
Teaching a lesson.
Teaching a lesson or trying to tell you something, right? So sometimes there can be two purposes in one story. So, because it's a purpose is to entertain. It's entertaining. It's you get something out of it. There's a story. There's a plot. But there's also the author's underlying purpose is to get people to realize that there's trash in our parks. I'm gonna give you guys two other papers that I want you to read. Decide which one you want to work on with your group.
Which story are we reading first?
Yeah, decide which one you want to read.
So it should be based on school or Alfred?
I want you guys to read it together so that you can work together. Okay?
Because it is.
Yeah, you're gonna work on the first one first, and then answer the questions. And I can help you. Let me know if you need help, and I'll help you work on through them, and I'll get paper for everyone. Okay? And if you see when we're writing, if you see facts or opinions, you can highlight them so that you know what they're there. I'm gonna write inform, persuade, and entertain so that we remember how to spell those. Okay? Is that trying to inform us, to persuade us, or to entertain us?
Persuade.
persuade. They're trying to tell you to do something, try to get you to persuade you to do what. So that would be your personality. So what clues from the text helped you to find the author's purpose? So we knew that there weren't. We looked at all three of the things, right? We had inform, persuade, or entertain, and we looked at we knew it was informing because it was trying to tell us something, and we knew because there were facts about his life, and we knew that informing passages that are going to inform us are going to have facts in it, right? So that's one of the clues that you provide. So the clues from the text helped you find the author's purpose. Your clues are the facts in there, right? All right. So just to wrap stuff up, we're gonna talk about what kind of we already did it a little bit in the beginning. What kind of things what kind of books inform us about information? So what are Ronnie, I know you have some. Nonfiction, they inform us. Okay? And it doesn't have to be just the genre. What kind of books have you read that inform you of something? What about to entertain? What stories have you read that entertain you? Books that you've read that entertain you? That you know, yeah?
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid. That entertains you. Have you ever read something that is trying to persuade you?
Cookbooks persuade you to cook those kinds of foods. Do unto others as others would do unto you. I think that's what the book is called, and the book tells you that you should treat people the way you want them to treat you.
So that's persuading you, right? Alright, I'm going to put down a few for inform because I read books that inform me all the time, and textbooks. Textbooks are great for inform. There are lots of different books that have different purposes, right? That's what I wanted you guys to get from today. So every time you read something, the author had a purpose for writing it, and I want you guys to be able to figure that out while you're reading, okay? Thanks for being so good today.